Hi everybody, Lynn Howland again for Ergogenics, and this is my second blog. And basically today I was asked just to talk a little bit about myself and where I came from, what my past is, and basically I'm from a small town in Iowa, middle of nowhere, and grew up. I've got 4 siblings in my family. And growing up, things were a little tough. You know, my dad was laid off a lot, so it just kind of pushed me to work really hard, and I wanted to do well so that, you know, my kids would never have to struggle, which life was great, you know, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't want that, you know, to worry about that for my kids. And so also growing up, I wasn't really active in sports because I was a pretty smart kid, and my parents didn't really, they were worried that that would interfere with my studies, so I did well in school, and then I went to college, graduate school, and in graduate school was the very first time I ever stepped into a gym. A friend of mine took me to a local health club because through our apartment complex we had a free membership, and I walked in and I was just very intimidated and hung out in the ladies' room, shut the door behind me, didn't know what I was doing, and luckily the owner felt sorry for me and decided to give me a few little pointers, and ended up being my husband a couple years later. So went on with life and had kids. My first kid was a little girl, a big girl actually. She was 10 pounds 1 ounce. And then 2 years later I had a little boy. And I quit working out during those times because, you know, I was pregnant, didn't really feel like working out, and wasn't really changing how I looked, so I didn't really see the benefit of it. Wanted to spend as much time with my kids, and then after I quit nursing my son, I decided, you know, I should probably start doing monthly breast exams, and it's October, conveniently, so wearing the pink, and I thought I found something, so I thought it just felt a little weird, so I went to the doctor, and, you know, I'm in my 30s and wasn't really expecting it to be anything, and it wasn't. It was fine. But they did a mammogram, and they actually found cancer on the other side. So, you know, that really changed everything for me. It changed my way of thinking, my way of life. I was not eating the right things. I was not working out. And so because of that, I was determined to get in the best shape of my life. And I did a lot of reading, and really just learned, you know, what works for my body type, what I need to do, what I should be doing differently, what kind of foods to eat. And that was about 1.5 years ago. So I started working out smart, finally. And, you know, if the cancer came back, I knew that I was going to, you know, as long as I was in the best shape of my life, I had done everything to try to keep it away. So wanted to be there for my kids, didn't want them to be without a mom, and that's where I'm at today. So I, you know, have learned a lot of things that I had no idea in the past. You know, I was doing things terribly wrong, which, you know, I see a lot of people doing because, you know, they don't know. So that's where I am today. So I'm not an expert, and I've just done a lot of reading and research, and I know what works for me, and that brings me to now. So that's just a really crash course in my history. If you want to know more, you can feel free to ask me questions. But hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.